So once you've done all of your calculations, how do you print it? Well, this is the way you really should print this particular document. If you just go to and hit Control P, that'll bring up the printing options here. So for the orientation, it should be landscape. So if it's portrait, you want to make sure it's changed to landscape orientation. For margins, you want narrow. I think by default it's usually set to normal, but you want narrow so this way it fits everything on one page. Now print as many pages as you actually have data on. For this example, which will be a lot different than your class example, print as many pages as there are data. There's going to be more than you need. So I think it's up to 5 pages, and the whole document has like 8 or something. So you don't have to print out those extra pages of just blank cells. So, and that's how you print everything. So what about creating a scatter plot of the diameter versus the height? Well, this is a relationship that we did discuss in lab in more depth from a biological standpoint, but this is how you actually make a scatter plot in Excel for a forestry diameter versus height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually highlight these two columns and select them, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy those two columns. I'm going to create a new worksheet. So let's do that. Now I'm going to paste those two columns into this new worksheet, but I just don't want to hit Control V or just regular paste, because that will paste formulas and cell references, and I don't want that. I just want numbers. So I'm going to right click in this upper left cell here, A1, and it brings up some options for pasting. I want just the values. There's also other options, but I just want values, so I'm going to select that. Well, let's zoom this up a little bit more so we can see better. Alright, so here we have it. I'm just going to center all those values in the cells. So if I want to make a scatter plot of diameter versus height, I want to sort all of my diameters from smallest to largest. But I want them to, the heights to sort with that though, right? So we did a sorting operation just before, but here's how you do it for your scatter plot. So I'm going to highlight those two columns, and if I right click anywhere that I've selected, it brings up some options. I want to do sort, custom sort, and I want to sort according to diameter from smallest to largest. So along my x-axis I will have my diameters in meters, and the y-axis will be the heights. So I want to get a visual representation of what this particular relationship looks like for trees. So if I highlight just the numbers, I don't have to highlight the column headings here. Insert, and I want a scatter plot, scatter with only markers, so no lines or anything, so just markers. So there you go. You can clean this up a bit, which I recommend. I can't stand those grid lines, so I'm going to just select any one of them and just hit delete. Don't need a legend because there's only one variable here, so don't need that. I'm going to delete it. Let's give it a title. So let's go up to layout here, chart title. An overlay title is fine. So this is called diameter versus height. Give it a simple title. Name your axes. So let's go to axis titles, primary horizontal axis, title below axis. So this is going to be our diameters, right? And let's always put our units, in this case meters. Our y-axis are the tree heights. So we'll do a axis titles. We want a rotated title here. So that's going to be height in meters. And you could leave it that way, but I find these diamonds a bit fat, and what if I wanted to change them to, say, a different marker and make them smaller? Well, if I right click any point, I'll get a bunch of options here. I want format data series, marker options, And let's go down to built-in here. I don't want diamonds anymore. I want circles, and I want them to be smaller, say a 3-point size. And I also want them to be a different color. So marker fill, I don't want the automatic default color. I would like black. So let's do solid fill black. Choose from lots of different colors. So there you go.